Halo. Oh.
Would you like
Halo.
a Pepsi?
That was not supposed to be
That's
what
perfect.
I said.
No, that's the intro now. We're going.
Okay.
We're rolling with this.
All right.
We'll go with that.
Hold on.
Halo, ladies and gentlemen.
Halo, guys. We're here with another podcast. This time with a name. I think we're gonna stick with. I hope. I fell asleep
These
on it.
graphics are terrible.
That's the name of it, and we're not talking about how bad the graphics in Halo were, but that is our
I
topic
don't
today.
like them.
Yeah, I like them too.
My computer doesn't.
Not not Halo 2's graphics or Halo in general's graphics, but we're talking about Halo Infinite's graphics. As most of you know, last week, what was that? What day was that, Andrew?
That was.
Tuesday?
Thursday? Friday?
No, I think it was Thursday.
Okay, last Thursday, Halo back X. Oh. Xbox.
Your brain had no idea what to say. It's just like, let's just do this.
I'm not even certain if it was his brain or his body that was failing in that time. but
Oh,
that was
boy.
all over the place.
Xbox had their reveal, their Xbox Series X reveal. They had a lot of games like Fable.
Hold on, I do love that Xbox has come full circle, and they've gone from numbering things just to go. But now let's just put an X back on top of it. Let's just not worry about this.
Well, now it's Series rather than one.
It's gonna be Series Z in 10 years.
Probably will be. So again,
Well, Roman numerals, it's already Series 10.
that's a good point. Yeah, but I've done some research on Halo, like we did for the PlayStation versus Xbox video. I'm sure next week we'll have something different to talk about. Maybe not game related. I don't know yet. But this
See
week
what happened throughout the week.
we are going to talk about Halo specifically. Andrew and I have been spending a lot of time. We've been trying to finish Halo 2 for basically a month and a half now.
On Legendary.
On Legendary, which every time you die, it takes you back to your last checkpoint. And if you die a lot, it takes you back to the checkpoint before that. We learned that recently.
Don't do it.
We also learned how to break the game.
Well, I doubt it was so much that you learned how to break the game as it simply happened because you happened to be playing it.
Maybe. I mean, there was a couple times where, like, I drove the tank in places I shouldn't have, and then I also, like,
My favorite thing to do in Halo
went
games.
invisible and climbed the mountain around all the enemies while Andrew was walking through them and dying, and then...
I walked behind you after I died 12 other times.
Yeah. That's the other thing, too, is every time I, like, skip everything because I just run, Andrew dies.
You
and
get a checkpoint and
I
I
get-
get stuck where I am.
or I pull
I
you
still
over.
had to run through it.
Yeah, but today when you did what you did with the whole loading thing, somehow managing to bring me back, and after running through all the enemies, which made the enemies despawn, helped. We finished
Somehow.
the mission. Sadly, again, your footage was corrupted. But
You joined the
Sad
dark
days.
side.
but
Sad days.
I think we can still do something. We can probably just use my footage for your channel if you want. Still give you something to do. I don't care.
No, you got to do it all over again. You guys got to be
No.
dedicated.
No, because
Actually,
no, we're not playing
just-
4 missions. We're not playing 4 missions. There's 2 other missions that broke. We're not doing that, especially not those 2. Those were the ones I actually threw my mouse at my other bed.
I actually just have a new series idea come out.
Oh yeah, Andrew followed me around as I was an elite and was talking in a really weird accent. I might put a little clip in here somewhere for that for once, because I think that is going to be
And
perfect.
cut.
Step aside, the elite is on his way. He's got a carbine rifle in his hands and he's not afraid of anything. The jackal to his right, as he would say, to his left. Can we make this a thing? I'm just serious. I would gladly like to make this a thing. like we played through an entire campaign with one of us just doing this, just filming. I think we killed him.
Oh no!
Hey, we killed him. Yes!
Oh my! Or as he would call it, his life.
Now we watch for episode 3 as the elite tries to face the jackals once again.
I'm crying. I'm crying.
Right there, right in between that. That's where you can.
That's a quick cut.
Quick cut.
Well, no, you only need like a second, and then it takes up all the space in between.
But we lost it while we were playing that.
You lost it. I just lost. You lost it. I lost you losing it. That's where it lost me.
You pulled
You
something
guys
out
have
of
lost me.
you pulled something out of left field, but for me it'd be right, and it was just incredibly hilarious. And I don't think I've ever heard anything that funny.
Like as we watch the elite look right, but in his right is left.
Because every time I tell Andrew to look one direction, it's always the opposite direction.
It's like,
Like-
look left. There's a jackal. Go out. Look left. I get shot behind.
You get shot from the right. It's it's pretty bad. But we're trying to get to Halo 3 because since we started Halo 2 on his channel, I did Halo 1 on my channel. Oh no, I didn't. I just recorded it and didn't do anything with it and deleted them. Halo 3 is going to be on Redirected, and then 4, and then 5,
Hopefully.
and then hopefully Infinite. Going back full counter. Just a couple things to talk about, which we talked about the graphics as a joke. I know Jason likes them. I personally think they're great.
I think they're good.
I don't know how Andrew
I didn't really see an issue with them in the gameplay. Like there were some few things that obviously didn't look right,
Yeah.
but I mean
Well,
they have until about November to fix them.
But yeah, that was
I
the
think everybody's problem is that it's a game that looks like a game. I was talking about this earlier as we were preparing to film, and you were doing whatever you were doing. Like I've been replaying Advanced Warfare, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare,
Ew.
and yeah,
that's the
it's
best one
not a
to be
bad
honest.
game. It's good story.
It's the last good one.
But
Multiplayer
all
too.
the graphics is like they
Nah, I
tried
think
to
those
make
ones.
a movie. Like I'm not playing a movie. I'm playing a game. I want it to look like a game.
That's kind of how I felt like Death Stranding was, which I'm playing through on PC now. It was just all cutscenes. It would have been a great movie to watch on the big screen, but as a game, it's literally just you walking from point to point.
Yeah.
And it kind of just doesn't feel like it has a purpose.
Which sometimes that's cool. Sometimes that is really cool. It's a fun thing to do from time to time. But if it's the kind of game that you want to spend a bunch of time on, like Call of Duty and Halo, you want it to be a game. You don't want it to be a movie.
Yeah.
That Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, you can't skip those cutscenes, and that irritates the heck out of me.
Yeah.
Like I can only watch them so many times before I'm just like, no, thank you, I'm done.
Well, the other thing too is I know I mentioned this a couple times is like they may look kind of childish right now, and I think that's because people are comparing them to like the remasters, like Halo 2 remastered. Holy crap! In my opinion, it looks better than Halo 2 remastered from what I saw.
All right. Did you just say holy crab? Like CRAB?
No, I said crap. I think.
We'll go with crab.
I heard crab.
We'll go with crab.
Which just brought so many funny things into my brain, like a crab dressed as Jesus with
But-
with claws out in the air.
I just thought the crab rave.
But the big thing people don't understand is 343 still is in development. Like they were showing this game off when they weren't prepared to show this game off. They're just in the same bucket as Bungie and Cyberpunk are with having to draw back because of COVID and other issues. Like I wanted to play the beta. That was supposed to be out by this time, but they're not possibly doing one now. And they were supposed to show multiplayer, but they couldn't do that either because they're still working on the graphics. The game's kind of done, I
Yeah.
think they said. But
I think partially why they don't have that done is because they needed to focus more on the open world sort of aspect, which takes a long time to deal with.
Oh yeah. Well, you
You
heard
have to
it's
go with every little detail.
the game is the size of both Halo 4 and 5 combined. It is massive.
Big. Although
is-
5 wasn't really long, but it still had a
5 had some of the biggest maps I played though.
I was
like-
talking story wise, but yeah.
Like no, I'm just saying like the map for 5 is what they're talking about too. Yeah, story wise too. Halo 4 story was long. It takes a while.
That's why I didn't finish it.
I finished it like
That was the only Halo I didn't actually finish.
but so
5?
4.
Oh.
oh, you
That's
didn't-
because I couldn't. I had the I had the Master Chief Collection that I somehow got for free when I got my original Xbox One,
Mhm.
and then it took it away from me as I was starting to play those games finally, like a year later.
Oh.
It's like they realized that I wasn't supposed to have it, and they took it away from my account as I was playing 4, so I never got to finish it.
I played 4. That was my first game I ever pre-ordered. So I played it at launch night. We were playing Minecraft till 4 in the morning. Well, no, sorry, it was 1, and then I went to go pick up my copy at midnight. My first midnight too. My only midnight too. And then got home. Sadly, had to download the second disc because it was a 2-disc game because it was too big for 1 disc.
Back when
And,
those were a thing. They're still a thing now with The
Yeah.
Last of Us.
But I think the big thing is, and it comes with the name, is Infinite. What like it's not Halo. What they're trying to do is Destiny. Like I know it's a joke. They stole from Bungie originally, but they want to make this franchise into a long-term franchise. They don't want to do sequels anymore. They're done doing sequels. They said that this is the last game they want to do for the next decade. They want it to last forever, and they're trying to rethink the structure of what Halo could be. And
That is one complaint I have, and I guess I saw a couple of people. I didn't really read the articles, but he's literally fighting the Red Legion.
yeah,
Like,
that's no,
just watching the trailer, that was the first thing I thought is why is he fighting the Red? That's literally the Destiny.
There's a bunch of
Enemies.
red fat dudes running around.
no. If you watch my my live stream reveal for when they like revealed it, I literally have a picture of Dominus Gulm next to him because it's literally the final boss. The big banished guy is literally the final boss from Destiny 2. I'm like, seriously? I'm not
The one
mad
that
though.
was torturing
The speaker.
what's his name? The speaker. Yeah.
Yeah. When I saw the brutes land though, dude, I can't tell you how excited I was because they got rid of brutes back in Halo 3 was the last time they appeared. Well, ODST, but that was the last time they appeared in like a mainstream game.
I lied earlier. ODST I didn't finish either
We're gonna
because I
finish
didn't really
both
care
of
about
them.
that one.
Oh, that's another one we gotta add to our list for recording.
I don't know that I ever started ODST.
And you're a Nathan Fillion fan?
Yeah, I really am.
Buck's in there.
Yeah.
It's really not that good.
It's
I'm
no,
gonna get a bunch of backlash for saying that.
it's good. It's good if you actually can play Halo.
Thanks. Thanks.
You know how I run around the game and stuff and like run past things? That's how I play ODST, and it usually gets me to the end. I haven't beaten it either, but I've gotten to the final mission and my friend stopped playing with me. I didn't want to play without him.
Watch that happen again.
That would I would just pull Jason in. I'd buy the game for him and be like, "You're playing with me. We're finishing this."
Aw.
If you died and that was the cause, then that would be why. Takes you dying to
Sad
make us
boy
not play that
hours.
game anymore.
Well, I guess we're not playing Halo 2 then.
I almost killed my mouse tonight. Halo 2 made me so mad.
Killed my other mouse on Overwatch.
The last 3 missions we played, I do have one thing I did want to mention. Because I heard Jason talking about it before we started this. He was talking about he was watching the trailer for the first time in the gameplay, and he was like talking about the grappling hook and
Yeah.
couple.
When did Master Chief get a grappling hook? And more importantly, when did he get rid of it?
Well, I think that friend on that ship gave it to him. I don't think it's something that he's had. Like I think they're gonna explain that. There's more story than what we saw. That first mission isn't the first mission. That's just like the beginning of the bigger aspect of the game. But with because you see that he has a grappling hook, and saying what I said earlier, how it's like Destiny, it's a sandbox game now too. It's very much like GTA. It's very much open world, and they're going to build upon it.
That's not sandbox though.
It-
Sandbox is like creative mode on Minecraft.
Well,
No,
some
a sandbox
games have a different
s-
definition of
A
sandbox.
sandbox game is like GTA and Gary's mod. It's basically anything that's open world that you can actually interact with the open world. Things like GTA and Mafia would be considered that. Destiny, I wouldn't consider a
it-
sandbox, but at the same time, it's a linear sandbox, I guess you could call it.
Like you're limited to
Yeah.
what you can really do.
A sandbox, yes, you can build upon it, but that's where Forge comes in. You could probably add to the map.
That's a newer definition. I feel like an old guy because back in my day, sandbox was just strictly sandbox. Like the whole point was that you could remake the world and do whatever you felt like
Well,
doing when it was there.
When you play GTA though, you can call in your vehicles and you can make game types like that. Like you can literally do stuff in the open world that the game developers didn't make. That's what sandbox is, making your own thing. And like what we did in Destiny the other night, Andrew and I shooting ourselves out of the cannons on Leviathan raid, which we still got to film that for a video. That's technically an aspect to sandbox.
I can see that with GTA.
But big thing, Master Chief is not Spider-Man. He can climb stuff, he can grab things, he can grab barrels and throw them. But this is where I think you're going to be the most excited, Jason, is Brutes can pick up and throw grunts at you. It is known as the grunt toss.
Can we catch them with the grappler and throw them back?
I think we can grapple them and throw them to begin with, but the whole point was
That's all I'm gonna do. I'm buying this game just so I can do a playthrough of me beating the crap out of everybody with grunts. That's it. That's all I'm gonna do. Is just get over here and then just pitch the grunt at him.
But there's more to this than just having fun with it. This is the only reason 343 did it, was they wanted to show off how advanced their AIs were because they could take advantage of the sandbox environment just as much as we could. And I was like, I don't care. I can throw grunts now. Which is funny.
Dude, combined technique, because they have to, because it's Halo tradition. It better exist or it will be the biggest complaint you ever hear out of my mouth. Grunt birthday party better be a feature in this game. And
Well, I
am
think it's been that-
absolutely utilizing it.
It's been in every game pretty much.
What it's got to be is when they throw grunts, they explode on you and you die from the birthday party.
No, I just
Yeah.
want to shoot it in the head as it flies towards me.
I'd imagine they'd
Get
put skulls back
Sprayed
in.
with confetti.
Skulls
Skulls
are
are like classic
They
Halo.
probably will make it more. They probably won't make it the same way. They'll probably go back to Halo
I don't-
3 skulls, where they go around the map and it's like an actual like open world aspect.
I don't care what else you do with the skulls, what other features they have. They have to have grunt birthday party. It's tradition. It has to be there.
Did your cat out?
Letting her in.
That was your mistake.
Yeah.
But so I think dual
She's
wielding.
scratching your cabinet.
I think dual wielding grunts would be hilarious.
just a grunt in each hand.
Which is why that's what's
I think you're taking this to a whole new different game.
you just like boom boom.
If you pick up a suicide grunt, does it explode or is there like a delay where you can throw it?
I don't know, but I just know that if they did that,
Jeez.
dude, Halo 2 set everything apart when they came out with dual wielding. Oof. Halo Infinite's about to set the whole world apart.
You know, if they don't make a grunt toss, if 343 doesn't make a grunt toss multiplayer map, someone will make it in the Forge somewhere.
Well, that's what I was saying. Is like
yeah.
if so, Griffball came from Rooster Teeth. It's a whole game type. It's literally just you know Griffball. It's the dumb thing. They made balls and stuff that you can buy. It became huge. Grunt tossing needs to be a thing, and I will make a map where you throw grunts at targets, and they stick if I have to. Like I'll play around with Forge. I'll learn it again. But if you buy this game, Jason, we gotta all three of us record it for the main channel.
Absolutely.
It's they went back to split screen, by the way. So if we had to, you can come over here. But it
Dude,
does have,
they've seriously revived the split screen.
that they took away in 5.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
great.
And it's
It's
There
it's
was
four
no
players,
reason
so
to
it's
kill
great.
that
4-player
feature.
online, which is great.
There was no reason to kill
Oh,
that
yeah.
feature.
It's 4-player local too.
Oh well, yeah. Who plays local? I still
Us.
want to have a LAN party one day, but
I was about to say it would be cool to all get together, hook everything up to each other, and then duct tape somebody to the ceiling like that meme.
Can we duct tape the cat?
no.
No, it'll tear the fur off.
Yeah.
But I've got some
Good.
paracord.
my little baby.
We can make her an involuntary hammock.
Did you hear that? She looks
Let me
pissed.
guess. She said meow.
She looks mad.
She knows.
She's like, I'm not hanging from no ceiling unless it's the end. Uh,
This is-
unless it is for a bet.
do it for the vine.
Do it for the vine. Yeah. I'm excited though for Infinite. I think
I feel like it'll bring a lot of old Halo players back. People that
I
left.
just hope it's better than 5. 5 kind of irritated me.
5 was absolutely terrible.
I honestly liked 5's multiplayer and the fact they brought
That
back
is-
Firefight.
Multiplayer is what I feel like they focused more on 5. They didn't really care much about the story.
No, they really did.
The story
And
didn't make sense.
It shows in the writing.
Yeah.
That was. I'm sorry. I don't know who wrote it. If you're out there by some godforsaken chance listening to this, it just wasn't good. It wasn't cared for. There was no. Yeah, there was no art in it. There was no care for the story or for what was happening or why. No attention to the lore. And for God's sakes, how do you make Cortana the bad guy? Like, I get what they
Yeah.
were going for. It was an old formula. It's a trope that people have used before, but it wasn't done right, and that wasn't the character to do it with.
They should have let
Like-
Cortana die, like they did in 4, and then they should have just gone and done a different story. I think
Kill her again. I'm fine with that. Keep her out of our reach the whole way through, and then kill her again. That's decent writing. That's heartfelt. Like that hurts you all over again. But like, if you're gonna make one of the good guys the bad guys, that was the wrong one to choose.
I think they pushed the lore too hard. I think they were trying to like go, okay, Bungie never worked with the Forerunner technology. Like they never actually showed the Forerunners, and they never did anything with them. They just kind of said these were these beings that made the rings. So they're like, what if we show the beings that made the rings, and then like because Cortana uploaded herself to their software, she was able to fix her rampancy and stuff.
What
Like
was it? 4
Yeah.
with
the dialect or didact.
Diodon or whatever he was. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was good. I liked 4. I've played 4 a few times.
Me too.
4 was good. 5 was not. Like,
5 was a glorified 4. I liked 5 again. I played it. I didn't finish it because my friend stopped playing the last mission with me again. But I'll play it again. Andrew and I plan on playing that too. But I like that one. I didn't mind it. The multiplayer was cool. Warzone was great. The gameplay was smooth. I didn't think the AI sucked. I think that was the big problem I had was if you played alone, your companions did not revive you, and they sucked. If your teammates were with you, they revived you instantly, and like that was a cool aspect. That was a cool new feature they added. And bringing back Buck was mostly for people that liked the Buck storyline, could get those people to buy the game too.
yeah, they were riding Nathan Fillion's coattails.
Yeah. Of course, I think that was also too was to get him steal something away from Bungie again for a little bit. Like, hey, we're gonna borrow Cade and make him back into Buck.
I mean, you guys already killed him off, so I'm sure you won't miss him.
Well, he wasn't dead by then.
Oh, was he?
Halo 5 came out
2015.
the year I
Is it
graduated high
that
school.
old?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Took them 5 years to make Infinite.
Yeah, but think of how big Infinite is.
Actually, 4 years.
It's infinite.
Yeah. I am excited though, for the future of just what 343 could do. I make the joke because I didn't realize it. Guilty Spark from Halo 2 his name is 343 Guilty Spark, and I was like, he tried to kill everyone in all my favorite Halo games. No wonder why 343 took that name. But I'm like, what happens if 343 stopped making Halo games? Like, could they make anything else? Because that's technically owned to Halo in a way. Which does that mean Bungie owns 343?
Probably not.
It's trademarked.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But, I mean, I don't have any more facts. I kind of found a way to say them all already. But I guess we could talk about our favorite moments in Halo. Because I know I got a lot.
As we watch as the elite turns right, or in his way, the
Yeah.
left.
That's on my list now. Yeah. Halo Reach.
That's never gonna get away from me.
Halo Reach. I have so many so many memories in Halo Reach. It's the only one I played more than 3.
I've replayed the story in Reach. She's more than a dozen times.
Same.
See, I don't really like Reach.
Reach is the reason I bought an Xbox. Reach came out, and I was like, I want this game. My friend, when stuff was going on at home, and we had to move to my mom's friend's house for a little bit. He had the demo for Reach, and I was like, "Ooh, what's this?" And he let me play Firefight with him, and I was like, "I'm buying an Xbox." And then I bought an Xbox and had Reach and 3 and 4 and got called a screen peeker. And then once I moved out of Sheridan House, proved them I wasn't a screen peeker. A lot of good memories in Halo.
I can't. See, I didn't really play a lot of Halo when I was young, so I don't really have any funny moments other than what we've played recently.
Yeah,
I played most of it alone. So
I did 2, like story wise. I didn't like more recently when Master Chief Collection came out. Like right now is the only time I've really played with a friend. Multiplayer I've always played alone.
I don't know. It's just something wonky about the Halo multiplayer to me. It just doesn't feel right.
I think that's why I have a lot of time in Reach. Was Reach had the best multiplayer. I became Mythic, like the one of the highest classes or whatever ranks in Reach because I played it so much. Like, no wonder why I play a lot of Destiny.
They wonder why.
Yeah, Bungie, you keep
I
making things I
wonder why.
like.
Tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a heartache.
Tell me why.
Ain't
Nothing but a mistake.
Number
I'm
5.
not continuing. I'm not
I
not
always-
gonna keep doing it. It's
now
not
Tell me why.
The song's ruined for me
I
now.
never wanna hear.
The song is ruined for me now by
I
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
want it that way.
Tell me why. Tell me why. No, but Brooklyn Nine-Nine ruined that song for me. Because now I hear number 5 every time I hear that song.
I haven't watched a lot of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I haven't watched any
It
of
looks good, but it just hasn't been one of those that I've sat down and gotten into.
Don't really watch regular TV anymore.
I watch a lot of movies lately. A lot of sociopath things. I couldn't even use what I wanted to use on you in today's video, Andrew. I'm still going to hold on to it, though. Like, because we didn't have a warthog. Remember, I kept telling you, just wait till a warthog shows up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was going to tell you about the movie, too, but it didn't work out. We ended up getting better content, though. I literally
All I had to do was just stalk the elite.
Yeah. And you want to make a series out of this. That's going to be so
I do.
dumb. It just different games. Like, just go from that to, like, here we have a hunter.
I'll do it in Destiny.
No, I just figured it out. I don't know how you can do it in single player games, but you literally just solved the idea I was having. Remember I said was doing like the day in the life of like a COD player and the day in the life of a Destiny player?
Hmm?
What if you like play the game and follow me around and do like, and here we have a hunter. Today we're going to see the day in the life of a hunter. He does the hippity hoppity and the jumpity jumpity.
I mean, if you mute me while you're like streaming a game on Discord, I can literally watch you play and just record my commentary over you.
we could do this. I'm gonna write this down.
This way you don't hear me, but I can hear everything you're doing. Actually, no, I probably shouldn't be able to hear you either. Just see what you're doing.
This could be a good idea. Well, I don't even know what you would call those. We'd call it like Akadal Bundi.
How do you spell that?
Terrible name. I don't know that anybody else would be able to pronounce it.
How do you spell that?
Akadal Brandy.
Oh God.
There we go.
Oh
Akadal
God,
Brandy.
Brain, why? Oh
that
God,
how you
Brain, why?
I thought you just said tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a...
Your mic cut out
Oh,
so hard.
I just see Grundy in a freaking snakeskin hat now.
That's not a knife.
That's not knife.
This
This
is not a knife.
knife.
This is a knife.
Oh
I hate myself so much right now.
You know what you do? This isn't a knife. This is a knife.
no.
Whoa, 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 whoa! We're gonna have to put a black bar over
You know
that.
what you
now.
do? You
You're
do.
gonna-
This
You're
isn't
gonna
a
violate
knife.
some piece.
Andrew, this isn't a knife. This this is a knife. That was so sad.
You having some issues there?
Yeah, I'm not gonna get into that.
No, we got in trouble last time.
Ow!
Is that the
What are you
knife?
Doing.
Spooky.
Oh yeah, you're
blind some people.
Tell me why.
when you're watching all this and you begin to wonder why he's always having strokes. That's
And
part.
I don't have
why.
strokes. To our listening fans,
Only
you don't know what
mild
just happened. I just put a
inconvenience.
flashlight in my eye.
Oh yeah, I guess.
It
I
was
guess
it was listening fans last week.
Just to me. Well, yeah, they saw me, but it was cutting out sometimes too. I hope.
you
They
actually
saw
just
bits
put
and
you?
pieces.
Yeah, you didn't watch it.
No.
I put
I
myself.
watched it.
I put myself with Jason. I actually found Jason's picture he has. I found it on Google, and then I used your logo and put them on the sides of me. And then I told you I you know how you do like the cool like audio like Spectrum things where you can have like the bar and the lines actually move when there's audio, like
Yeah.
peaking and stuff. I actually made that in After Effects, put it in the video. It took 4 hours to render, and got it. Made it kind of
I'll have to watch
interesting, like
sometime.
so it wasn't just me showing on the camera.
Yeah, but at that point, you might have just gotten rid of your video with as bad as it was clipping, and just done the 3 symbols in the octagons or
Or I,
pentagons or whatever you want to use.
well, if I was gonna get rid of myself,
Octagons fit better.
if I wasn't gonna use myself, I would have just put the redirected logo and then have that audio wave wrap around it.
I feel like that's what you should have done mainly.
Like
'Cause it-
those.
it's just
like
to me as a viewer, I don't want to just look at one person the whole time.
Yeah, but that's why there was the
Especially since there's other people.
and I wrote at the beginning. I said Andrew's footage was corrupted, so we had to come up with a fun, creative way to make it happen. So
I'm back this week,
yeah, hopefully.
hopefully.
I think
I
he
don't
had,
exist yet. I am a figment of these tools' imaginations.
How much did you say this camera cost, Dennis?
that one's like $29.97.
When you get the monkey a camera.
Yeah, if we get Jason a camera, that'd be awesome. We could actually have a full thing. You'd have to show the monkey how to use the camera.
You don't have to show the monkey how to use the camera, and my profile picture is proof of that. Do you know where that picture came from?
Google.
No, but how the picture was taken.
The monkey stole a phone.
The monkey stole the camera from, I think it was like a National Geographic photographer, stole the camera and ran away with it and started taking pictures.
No, there's just a couple like how like a couple extra little things, like recording software and stuff that we'll have to run you through.
Well, I know most of it. I got to familiarize myself with the new programs, but
Yeah,
I can manage it.
Mainly OBS.
yeah. OBS is easy because you can separate. It doesn't use the microphone on the webcam. It will use the microphone you're using to talk.
That's good.
And like how we're doing it right now, we're not streaming our webcam. We're streaming OBS to Discord so we can see each other still.
Because Discord doesn't like using two cameras.
We're probably doing this the wrong way, but
It works.
Hey! Anybody out there got tips? Send them our way.
What?
you could pick up this.
Oh, was it really that bad? I need a better microphone. I said if
It
any
was
of
like
y'all
a
out there
wind
got
tunnel.
tips, if any of y'all baguette, if any of y'all out there have tips, send them our way.
Oh yeah, definitely, especially with just everything. If you have ways that we can make ourselves get big, great. If you could give us, if you want to be on a show, great. But so I guess no one else has Halo memories. I have a Steam thing. Something on Steam
Well,
just popped up.
I haven't. So, like, other than Reach, my originally playing the Halo games was back when I was like a young teenager.
You were a teenager?
I was a teenager. I know it's hard to
were
believe.
young?
I'm not that much older than you guys. Screw off.
You'll be 30.
You're pretty much older than me.
I'm the old man in the group.
It's kind of a decent age gap.
Yeah, but so my first experience with Halo was literally the original Halo on the original Xbox back when it was this weird shaped black box with a giant green X on the top of it.
Yeah, that was my my second console actually. First I had the 64, which was hand me down from my brothers, but
Well, it was my buddy's console because my my mother bought me PlayStation. So that was what we had at the house that we played on. But he had the Xbox. So we'd play Halo at his house and we'd do PvP and stuff. And this was back at the point where there was the whole conspiracy that if you used certain armor and like certain armor colors in certain ways and everything, you could cheat and make yourself better. And it was just it was complete bullcrap.
Microsoft had some issues then.
Yeah, no, it was complete bullcrap. And I don't know how long it actually lasted as a conspiracy, but it was that kind of thing. It was early games when everybody was convinced that there were these little tiny Easter eggs or breaks or stuff. The biggest thing I remember is I sucked at it because the controller was shaped so incredibly weird for me because I was used to PlayStation controllers.
I hated the original Xbox controller in general.
It was so bulky. Like
It was
I've got
fat.
big hands. I've got big hands, but that controller was bulky.
I want one. You know how many Halo controllers I've wanted over the years? There's still
That console was also like fastly produced, I think, because it was made to combat the PlayStation in the first place.
yeah, the PlayStation.
Yeah,
2
that was the
out.
other thing is Xbox didn't do anything. Microsoft didn't do anything until PlayStation 2 came around.
Well, the other-
It's like, well, they're doing so good in this, we should do something like that, and they just kind of threw something together. It worked.
well, you know,
Hey, we've got a bunch of computer parts. What if we put them in a weird shaped box and sell them to people?
But you know that basically, Halo is the one that figured out how to make the controllers work, right? Like the developers at Bungie, as few as there were the ones that made controller software for Microsoft in a way.
For the gamepads?
Yeah, they figured out how to make it actually work smoothly. Like they were saying, GoldenEye was a game that was on console and it was a game that was controller, and it was horrible. They said like there was a hard aim, which basically your screen would be like this, but your sensor for aiming would be like following the enemy while you're still looking like this. So what they did was they did a soft auto aim, which I know we use this towards you as a joke, Jason, but Alexa, stop.
So abusive.
But no,
She's only doing what you told her to.
yeah, I told her to set an alarm at 11. Basically now that he made this thing called a soft aim, so it doesn't necessarily follow the enemy, but it will slowly help the character and the controller move to where the player wanted it to move. So like the slow like movement, it won't be like do because they originally made the game for a mouse, but not for Windows. It was supposed to be on Mac first. Steve Jobs loved it. Actually, Bungie knew more about making solar flares in camera than Pixar knew how to do. I was watching a bunch of
Because passion.
Well, I was watching videos about how Halo was not going to be Halo. It was going to be Halo, but it was going to be more like their older game they had. That was kind of like StarCraft, I think. But they brought it to Steve Jobs, who was trying to show the power of the Mac at the time, which was the ones that we used to have in elementary school, the big blue ones, those ugly looking ones.
Also had them in purple.
Yeah, they had them in pink, purple, gray, blue. It was kind of cool, but they sucked.
Were the worst inventions schools could ever put in their
I
buildings.
remember using one like years after they updated the computers, and it was so slow. But they wanted to show the power of that, and Steve Jobs was like, "Well, how'd you guys render in the?" He goes, "I love the game already." He goes, "It's beautiful. Like you guys are doing things that's not even around right now." And they're like, "How do you make the solar flare?" And he's like, "The game engine." And he goes, "What do you mean?" He's like, "We programmed the game to automatically figure out how to do it with your camera movement." He's like, "Yeah, okay, you guys are, yeah." And then after Microsoft bought the game, or the rights to Bungie, basically, because they were going in debt, they still made a version for the Mac. Gearbox actually did it. The people that own Steam, or sorry, that did
Gearbox doesn't own Steam.
they did Half-Life and all that other stuff.
It's Valve.
Well, Gearbox split off, I think, at one point, because
Gearbox wasn't part of Valve.
They helped make Half-Life. They said they helped bring a PC port though to.
We're gonna have to put a disclaimer at the bottom of this video. Asterisk. We are complete idiots and know nothing about what's going on. Don't take anything we say seriously.
Hold on, we're looking this up. Yeah, Gearbox was the ones that made Half-Life, which is Valve. They did all the original Half-Life games. They did Duke Nukem 3D back in '96.
Oh, yeah, that's an original. Yeah.
Yeah, Gearbox is Randy Pitchford.
Randy Pitchford moved off from Valve then.
Yeah.
And made his own company called Gearbox.
Well, it used to be Gabe, but no, back in the day, Gearbox was the one in charge of bringing a PC port to Windows as well, because it was still supposed to be promised. It was a year or two later that it was brought to PC, and then another year later till it was brought to Mac. But yeah, no, Gearbox wasn't. You know how I think it's Raven that brings Xbox games over to PC now, or has in the past. They did Halo 2. They remastered Halo 2, I believe, or High Noon or something. High Moon. There's two companies out there that remaster stuff.
Look it up.
But
Ask the all-powerful Google box,
the Google in the sky.
the
What do
great
you
Google
say?
cloud, rain thy knowledge down upon us.
Oh, Sky Daddy.
No, bad. No Sky Daddy.
Yes, get it.
That's gonna be on a shirt one day.
Oh, it will.
What is it saying, Andrew?
A lot of crap.
Okay, good. Good to know. Thanks.
It's giving me a lot of in-game pictures.
Halo brought to PC by Gearbox.
No.
Halo Combat Evolved, Bungie and Gearbox Software.
That's,
I know my stuff. I did research. I did a lot of research.
Sometimes.
I'm glad you did, because I didn't.
I know you said you said you had other things you wanted to talk about though. I hope you didn't forget those.
Well, I didn't. I'm just
Okay.
told you to get all the Halo stuff out of the way first.
Valve owns Gearbox.
They don't own them now.
Gearbox Software. What company owns Gearbox? The company, yeah, it used to be Valve. That's
Used
cool.
to be.
That's cool to know.
Now Gearbox is their own business, making their own $1 million game.
Well, basically, Gearbox back then probably was like Bungie, where it was under Microsoft, and then eventually they split off and made their own things. Yeah, which I didn't know this too. Activision was the other company that Bungie was going to sell Halo to. Before,
That would be a terrible idea.
oh,
We wouldn't have Halo today if that was the case.
I think we would. I think it would be more like COD though. Like it would develop into something dumber towards the end of its lifespan. Oh wait, it already did.
It blows my mind why
Yeah.
Call of Duty is still with them.
Didn't EA get really involved with Activision or something? Or did they buy them out or something?
No,
No, who did Anthem?
that was EA.
No, it was somebody else along
No.
with EA.
That was EA. That was all EA. Might have been 2K as well.
BioWare. Same
BioWare.
people who made Dragon Age.
Yeah, that's all EA.
And
Anytime EA gets involved, just everything goes wrong.
EA and Activision. Activision, they used to have good stuff back in the day, especially Spider-Man, the Spider-Man games. Not the new one. The new one's not Activision this time. The one that's on PlayStation only. But I'm talking like
What?
Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3.
the three companies that are like nobody is ever sure of for every game to come out are Ubisoft, EA, and Activision.
Yeah.
It's like because everything they put out always has something wrong with it.
Which is why people were afraid of the Jedi Fallen Order game.
Which was pretty decent.
Well, they were afraid of it. This is the first time in a long time that it's been a single-player
Since
story-based
Force
game.
Unleashed.
Since Mass Effect Andromeda, and Andromeda was all DLC based and
Oh, true.
buy in-game based, so people were really upset about that. But and also it was the first Star Wars game in a long time that was single-player based from EA, because EA had the rights to a couple games. So they were afraid that it was going to be, a story-based game that you could buy pay-to-win stuff, because that's all EA is known for, is pay-to-win. You can buy cards in Battlefront 2, and you can basically make yourself a god by just buying stuff. They got away from that recently, I believe. I think the game went back to finally being balanced, but they're afraid of that. Same with Battlefield 1. I think it had the same problem as well. You could buy weapons like straight up with money that were like god tier weapons.
Yeah, I always hated stuff like that.
And they ruined the games that were fantastic. Battlefront 1 and Battlefield 4 are still two games that I played a lot of time in. Battlefield 4 more than Battlefront 1. But
I didn't play it. I didn't play a whole lot of Battlefield.
I messed around with my friends a lot. I didn't really play it for myself. I played the story. Actually, Battlefield 4 story was one of the ones I bought on the Xbox One. It was beautiful.
Favorite Battlefield story will always be Bad Company.
That's everyone's favorite. They're supposed to make a new one soon,
No,
or a remaster.
no,
They said
please don't.
no. They're going.
I don't care for the remaster. Just don't mess with it.
Yeah.
It's such a good game. It doesn't need to be changed or anything.
Well, look what happened to Master Chief Collection. I mean, that was the right way to remaster something, though.
You don't find a lot of good remasters nowadays.
Yeah.
Like Destroy All Humans, they just came out with their completely remake. Like they built it from the ground up again. Like it's still just like the old game with all of its like little glitches here and there, which is a problem. It shouldn't be like the old game. It should be, since it's built up brand new, it should be completely different, but still have the same sort of feel that the old game had.
I don't know. I like the game still being broken. Like you and I playing Saints Row, it's Saints Row the Third remastered. It's still just as broken as it used to be, and it makes it fun.
I think they purposely made Saints Row to be broken.
No, they just didn't repair it. But Saints Row has always been broken. It's just so much fun. Even I think when I replayed Saints Row 4 remastered, it was just so broken. But there's right and wrong ways wrong ways to remaster stuff. And it's a hit or win or hit or miss. I guess they never miss, huh?
I knew you can do it.
We are a family-friendly channel. None of that.
There
Why
had to be
stop?
one video, didn't
That's
there?
why I stopped. I don't even know the rest of it, to be honest. So
Good. Let's keep it that way.
okay. So, what do you want to talk
So-
about, Andrew? I think we're done with Halo. I think we've covered everything we can unless we go back to it somehow.
So Halo Infinite, right? What do you guys think?
Again, I'm excited.
It looks pretty good. I hope they spend some more time, a little more time working on it, and
Yeah.
I mean, don't be afraid of the delays. If Anthem had gone through delays rather than being released in its absolute bull snot shape that it was, the game would have genuinely survived and been great.
But
Anthem
Had-
was delayed like 3 years.
Yeah, but that was for the EA.
The only reason, yeah, but the other thing too is like delays like that aren't as critical as Halo being delayed. Halo is supposed to be a launch title for the next console, whereas Anthem was just in the life of the Xbox One X or One console. Like it wasn't necessarily a launch. It wasn't necessarily a last. It was it's just here.
Which is like never mind. I was gonna say they kind of did that with Forza, but no, they did that for another reason.
Oh, the new Forza looks great.
It's amazing
The ray tracing
on a console.
on a console. You know that they have there's a thing I saw. I think I saved it on my phone, but it's literally a post of how to make your computer as like build a computer based off of what the Xbox is gonna be. So interesting to see, because I know you and I are gonna play Medium, which is a horror game. I think. Don't know how that's gonna play on this channel, but
I feel like if we do that though, we should do that more in person, like do an actual couch co-op sort of style.
that'd be cool. We could green screen ourselves on a couch.
Or just throwing this one out here, we could all sit on the couch in your living room.
Well, what I was saying is
I got a couch. I slept
Well,
on for the past 7
what I
years.
was saying was we put the couch on a green screen. This way I can chroma out the whole background, and it'd be just us in the corner while we're playing the game.
Pretty fun.
We could do it at Bio's offices. By the time that game comes out, I hope. I mean, we have a couch there now, a nice couch, and it's easy to chroma there because the walls are just straight up black. Just bring a TV and a console, and a computer. Bing bang boom.
So, what other stuff to talk about? Because I got other stuff.
Of course.
Yeah.
Let's keep her going.
So, I know it was just announced today. I know I told you and you were excited. They announced the new Batman animated movie, Death of the Family.
Mm-hmm.
I don't quite know what it is. You do. I'm guessing.
If it's what I think it is, it's supposed to be when Jason Todd gets killed. But I might be wrong because there's so many different stories of someone dying in Batman's family. It's one of the darker ones. It's probably up to par with Killing Joke, the one movie they had the animated movie they had a couple years ago with Barbara Gordon getting shot.
Oh, it's an interactive movie. And it lets you kill Robin.
Does it let you not?
That's kind of cool.
We'll see.
Does it let you not? Is my continued question.
I mean,
That
if it
is.
lets you, I'm assuming it will.
That's so cool, dude.
Who wouldn't want to kill Robin?
I want to do it. I want to kill him. Yeah, it's Jason Todd. It's that story. It's literally when he becomes the Red Hood.
Because it's always that story now.
I'm fine with that. I like that storyline.
I was playing through the Arkham series,
So
and as soon as I saw the Iron Bat thing guy, I'm like, it's Jason Todd.
I still need to play those. I haven't even started them. Another thing was this Thursday, as of recording this, it's July 28th. On July 30th, the new Transformers animated series is releasing.
I'm only excited about that because it's finally a mainstream thing that Rooster Teeth is getting noticed for. Because
I'm just excited because they go back to the old style of storytelling for the Autobots.
yeah. Now that I know the trilogy is actually like going to be 3 different stories, not just like now. At first, I was like, "What's trilogy stand for?" Like, they only are showing the war on Cybertron. There's nothing else. And then now they're like, you're saying the Beast Wars or something's coming back.
Yeah, the Beast Wars, I believe, is going to be the final part.
That's gonna be so cool.
I'm really excited for that.
I am too. I like the Beast stuff.
You think of Transformers, you think of cars. You don't really think of animals.
Yeah. Or you think about the old animated Beast Wars back in like the early 80s or
Like
later
the
80s.
dinosaurs.
Yeah, when they were like super. It was the first time they did CGI animation. It was just garbage. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. It was horrible.
It'd be pretty good though.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I think it'll hit the top 10 list on Netflix.
It's only because, and it's not going to be because of it's being Transformers. It's going to hit top 10 because of who made it first, and then it's going to be top 10 because it's
Oh,
Transformers.
isn't Red versus Blue on Netflix, or it was at one point?
It was, but not fully. Like there was a lot. Oh, speaking of Red versus Blue, they're coming out with a new season finally, and because most of the people that were part of it have left Rooster Teeth now or have been fired, they're doing a whole new story now, which is cool. Like they're actually switching away from what it used to be.
You know, you can get those things on DVD, right?
I had the whole set before it was stolen.
Oh.
I had the whole Blu-ray set. Cost me $108, and then it was stolen. I watched it all though. That was the only series I actually watched again on Blu-ray. And it's great because they actually went back and refilmed everything once it was brought to the Xbox 360. They refilmed it all in HD. So I don't know why they would waste their time refilming Halo 1 and trying to get the they said that they like retried some of the scenes where, like, especially where they threw grenades at cars, like 20,000 times. I'm like, that's some dedication right there, guys. Because it's not like animation. You can't redraw it. You have to go into a game, film it, and figure out how to make it work again.
It's a lot.
Yeah. I ain't doing that.
There's a lot of stuff you do in games you can't ever do again.
Yeah. And I know we're talking about doing stories in game too. So maybe we should make those into Blu-ray sets too. And have some other sad child get them stolen.
If you want to pay for all that, go ahead.
I won't pay for it. We'll see if we ever get a following. We'll do a Patreon for it.
We can make some stuff. It'd be neat.
Yeah. So what else you got for me?
For both of you.
Oh.
And that's it for today. No, I'm just kidding.
What do you got?
I told you about this earlier, but they're a company called Analog is releasing a like new kind of handheld device. It's called the Analog Pocket, and it pretty much lets you play Game Boy games, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance, all with the original display settings, which is really cool.
So it's just
another Game Boy that it's remade, not from Nintendo.
Yeah.
Like I don't even think they had any partnership with Nintendo.
it had a LED
No, it's
screen on it
emulator.
too.
it's an emulator, pretty much.
It was nice.
Yeah, but it does look nice. It's got a dock too, so you can hook it up to your TV. It plays just like a Switch apparently. Comes in black and white. It's like $200, but to play those old games again would be worth it.
I want to play Pokemon Red again.
I want to play Pokemon Yellow, my first Pokemon game, where back when you could have Pikachu and only Pikachu follow you around. It was awesome. you could turn around and you'd see how much he liked you if you were a good trainer.
Let's see what you're doing. I was gonna wear mine too, but it's so small. I don't like wearing it because I was told to buy it small.
Baby Yoda, baby Yoda, baby Yoda, baby
Don't make
Yoda,
him dance.
baby
What?
Yoda, baby Yoda,
Make me get my baby Yoda.
baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda. This
That
is my
should say,
gift, Rob.
"Don't make me force choke you."
Dude,
The
Baby
child.
Yoda straight up force choked that chick in that episode.
Spoiler alert.
It was my favorite episode. It's been a couple years now. It doesn't matter.
I kind of hated that. We're going way off topic now,
No, we're not.
but I
So?
kind of hated that.
It was
because-
great.
The whole point of Yoda's race, like the little bit that we know of his race, like we don't know what they're called, we don't know where they're from, we don't know how old they are, how many there are, but one of the few things we do know is that they are incredibly aligned with the light side of the Force.
Doesn't mean they
They're
can't be.
like anti-Sith in and of themselves, like their species. They're, the Night Sisters
Mhm.
that were just naturally aligned with the dark side of the Force. They're like the opposite of that.
Yeah, but he doesn't know anything that's going on. He just sees.
That's not. It's in his DNA.
Nah.
Like
Midichlorians
that's-
don't.
it's in his midichlorians.
Nah. No.
I feel like they should talk more about where he came from.
Because we don't know if he could be like a clone of Darth Maul mixed
Well-
with Yoda. We don't know what he is.
Well, no, that's part of the problem. They can't talk more about where he came from because nobody knows. There's not. There
They have
isn't
George
enough.
Lucas at their fingertips.
Yeah, George Lucas is coming on set still. He was there holding Baby Yoda a couple times.
No, that's
Probably
what I'm
milking
saying.
it too.
Is it
Um,
was
Just-
never
Just
written.
because he sold his company doesn't mean he doesn't work there still.
No, I know he does. That's not the point. Nothing was written. Intentionally, nothing was ever written for who and what his race was.
Yeah, but I'm saying like if they wanted to really get into details with it for Mandalorian at some point, they can just talk to George and write something up.
I don't think they should, though.
I agree.
Is
I
that
think they should keep him a mystery.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of that, I'm excited for Bad Batch. Especially if it's animated
So-
like Clone Wars.
I still gotta watch Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta watch Clone Wars and Rebels. I recommend watching Rebels.
I'm gonna
Rest
watch them
in peace,
all.
99.
Rebels
Resistance.
Rebels is literally at first when you watch it you go, this is kinda dumb, and then like towards the end of it,
Well, I mean, it was Disney XD when it came out,
well
so
yeah, but towards the end of it, it has probably one of the best animated Star Wars stories other than Clone Wars.
And then there's that weird racing one.
Hmm?
What was it called? Resistance.
You watched that. You said it wasn't that bad.
It wasn't bad. It took a lot of getting used to the art style.
Yeah.
Because it was like, I don't know if either of you remember this. It was seriously like watching the late 90s Speed Racer show.
To me it was more like
Like
Stormhawk.
Yeah, or Stormhawk. Yeah, it was just all that. It was that late 90s Speed Demon kind of Generator Rex, Stormhawks,
Generator
Speed
Rex.
Racer, all of that.
Yeah.
And it took some adjustment to get into that, but then I liked, like, for the most part, it was the other side of the galaxy. Like there was very little done that was like in Mandalorian, where there was very little done that was Force specific, that was like Jedi specific. Like it was the rest of the galaxy. It's pretty much meanwhile, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that was good. I don't like how it ended because it just ended abruptly. Like they're like, okay, we're done, and everything was gone. But it wasn't bad.
I don't like how Rebels ended, because Rebels kind of did the same thing. They left it on a cliffhanger and then just like showed that something could happen and then said, we're not making the show anymore. I mean, they haven't confirmed they're not making another season or another series spin-off. They've kind of now lately been talking about doing it, but it did end abruptly.
They have to leave all of them hanging to some degree or another because of the greater universe.
Yeah.
Because like the rest of it's out there, they can't just close everything off and have it done.
They have like 4 more live action shows from Star Wars coming to Disney.
Oh yeah.
Like what?
I know one of them. They've announced more recently called Cassian.
That's supposed. They're doing the Old
It's
Republic.
the Solo. There's also the Solo prequel. So
I'm excited for the Old Republic. And hopefully they actually do what they keep talking about doing and do a Darth Riven thing.
I still think they need to make a show on
That
Darth
could be
Maul.
kind of cool.
Darth
No,
Riven.
Of course,
I
yeah.
think Darth Maul needs to finally die and stay dead and not come back to anything. Okay, it was
Why?
one thing. It was one thing when the entirety of all the movies revolved around the Skywalker family destroying the freaking galaxy. It was something else entirely when a one-off character took over every single show and movie that ever came out from the moment he existed. He was never supposed to be anything. He was a weird red alien with a neat lightsaber that got chopped in half and thrown down a hole. He was not supposed to come back and rule the damn galaxy.
I don't know. I liked him in the end of Clone Wars.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
At the end of Clone Wars, he like knew what was coming, and it was great. He was good in
Thanks.
Rebels too, especially him dying. Everyone's seen that scene, yet if they haven't watched the show.
He's died so many times. So he just
Yeah,
needs
but he
time.
officially died to Kenobi.
I liked Solo. I liked Solo until the end.
I hated Solo.
Oh, I loved seeing him at the end of it, dude.
She turns on the hologram, and I saw it coming. I'm like as it was building up to it, I'm like, oh god, it's gonna be Maul.
Yeah, I remember watching that movie and going, "Oh my goodness, are you serious? He's still alive in live action too?" I was like,
You see the legs, and I'm just like, I probably lost it. I probably threw something and cursed at the screen.
Solo was so bad to me.
"Did you?" So going back to the animation, did you
It
know
was
that?
cheesy. There's some problems, but
Do you remember? So this was one thing I think you and I were talking about it, Jason. But in Clone Wars, it flowed so much better. Like especially the fighting seemed like it wasn't so stiff. They mocapped.
animation was.
They mocapped the fight scenes
yeah.
in the last season. The other seasons
Oh,
were
yeah.
never mocapped. And they actually brought back the dude that played Darth Maul in episode 1. They brought him back to play Darth Maul when he was fighting Ahsoka.
That's cool.
Because he really he is a professional swordsman. Well, I think he's actually like a UFC fighter or something. I don't remember his history, but
He's a martial artist.
he came back and like literally fought the girl that plays Ahsoka. Actually, the chick that played Ahsoka for that season, at least the stunt double version or whatever you want to call it, the mocap version, she was on an episode of those visual effect artist react things. She was on their stuntman react or stunt woman, and she was talking about fighting him. It's like an honor because like that scene was incredible, especially when they were fighting up top. She was like, yeah, we were fighting on like things that were running on the floor to make it seem like we were actually up there. I'm like, that's so cool. That's why this season looks so much better.
I don't like what they did with Anakin's hair though. It was weird.
Yeah, but they made it look more like it should have.
It was just such a sudden progression towards the end, and you're just like, "Oh, I guess it's over." Like as soon as you see the hair, you go, "Oh, okay, I guess it's ending now." That's
Well,
what's happening.
I was with you when we watched the one episode where we're like, holy crap. Like Plo was in the ship flying through the city. The one blue chick was actually in the
Yeah.
forest. We were both like,
And then the other side of the hologram call, where after Anakin comes out from the call with Padme, and they go and you're getting the other end of that call on whatever planet they were on. I haven't watched it in a while, but that was cool as heck to see everything from the perspectives you've already seen it and from new and different perspectives.
yeah.
Meanwhile,
Well, so someone threw it out there. There's a part where Ahsoka says like when she's talking to Kenobi, and she's like, "Tell him for me." And the whole "I love you, Anakin. You were like a brother to me" was supposed to not just like now they've tied it in with that line wasn't just for Kenobi, it was for Ahsoka as well.
Kenobi.
And it's like that. Oh my gosh.
Hello there.
Hello there. Andrew had the high ground a week ago.
Spoilers, by the way.
Yeah. Sorry. I put a spoiler alert at the beginning. I don't care about spoilers. I literally will watch videos and ruin it for myself.
Just put random and rampant spoilers ahead.
Yeah. We're not really ruining anything for you that you don't know about in the universe because you've already watched, technically you've already watched 5, 6, 7, so.
If you watch this stuff and you have the internet, we're not the first people to tell you.
Also, technically, the original spoilers for how Star Wars ended came out in the 80s. So you're really late.
Spoiler alert, Darth Vader is Luke's father.
Yeah. So if you say spoilers, then you never watched the originals. So therefore, get out of my call. I'm kidding.
I would, but I don't want to.
No, because then he has to set up.
It would be great for your side, for your video.
I would just hear the
Like
doo-doo.
your video.
Just the doo-doo. All right, we'll stop talking about that.
Spoiler alert, Luke kissed his sister.
Okay.
That happened.
Spoiler alert, Padme died. And technically the people on Naboo never actually got grave sites, but because Emperor Palpatine's such a jerk, he made a grave site for her so Vader could go visit and feel like he actually killed her still and feel the hatred. So Palpatine is still a jerk.
Feel a hatred flow through you.
Yes, do it, young Anakin.
I just want to hear the Emperor say, "Don't let your dreams stay dreams."
Don't let your dreams stay dreams.
Is there an echo?
No.
No.
Hello.
Yeah, no, there's definitely an echo.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Let your dreams be dreams.
See, your dreams are your ally.
Oh, you think the darkness is your ally. You were born in it. I was born in the darkness.
We were both born in the dark.
Molded by it.
Molded by it.
I didn't see the light of day till I was merely a man. And by
Would you
then,
like a Pepsi?
it was nothing to me but blinding.
Would you like a Pepsi? Not sponsored.
No. Would you like a glass of water? Because I can
Also
pour
not
that.
sponsored.
I can pour that for you.
I want a baby.
Just to clarify, we're not
I have the
we're
child.
not sponsored by anybody. If you have sponsors for us, send them our way. But we're not sponsored by Pepsi, Star Wars, or water.
No, we're sponsored by the child.
The child.
No, we sponsor the child. This is our sponsored child.
Can I just ask what this podcast has turned into?
About 35 minutes of actually talking about the thing that we were supposed to be talking about.
It was actually
and about 42 minutes.
no. It was
No.
There's always
no. The Halo stuff
an
was
entire podcast talking about one thing, but it's good to go off on other.
the Halo stuff was about 49 or 50 minutes, I think, actually.
Oh, not 50. Definitely not 50.
Okay, it was like 42. So I it's weird. I know how I complain about Larry doing it sometimes. How he like points out the fact that he's doing something, but like I think with a podcast it doesn't matter. Like this stuff that we just like the dumb stuff we just did is kind of what I've always hoped for a podcast. Is like us just sitting here being goofy, being dumb. Like if we did this in person, I feel like it'd be so much dumber because you and I'd be running around the building, looking at the microphone, running up to the camera, going,
We can't go anywhere without finding at least one box or a corner full of random quote unquote props that we've collected over the years of just stuff.
"It's because
Like-
we're cats."
Let's see if they're sitting. Yeah, it is.
I you know what I'm gonna do?
That's accurate.
I have your logo done, Jason. I think. But you know what I'm gonna do.
Ooh, let me see it. Let me see it.
Not right
Let me see it
now.
right now on the video. Let them see it. I want to see it.
I can't.
I don't think it works like that.
But I might have it. I'll show it to you. You tell me, and then I'll have it in. It'll be the logo I put for you in the podcast this time, if you like it. So,
but you can't put it until this moment. Like you have to have the other picture, and then just drop it in over top of it.
yeah, but then I gotta like watch the video and edit. I mean, I already wrote down 2 points that I gotta cut out.
What?
I gotta put Solomon.
I broke.
I gotta put Solomon Grundy in there with a hat on him. I gotta cut to the elite.
And the holy crab.
No, that's staying in.
No. But you need to put.
No, I don't know where that is.
Holy crab!
The week that we decide to film up the longest podcast, I have to do the most editing on it. Okay.
We're giving you practice.
I was telling Andrew today. I said one day, I'm like, I hope that we have people that can actually do graphic design. That's not us. That we can just say, hey, this is what we're looking for. And that can edit for us. So that
I think it'd just be better if it's us. I just want to get to a point where we're semi-self-sustaining, like we get enough to live, and then we can just do this stuff.
Well, I'm hiring an editor. I'm sorry, I'm not editing all the time for everything. Like I want to actually tell the stories and not feel the need to edit the stories.
But right now we don't have that capability. So
exactly. Right now we're learning and setting the standards for what later in the road we might have. I mean, it's something Ivan and I have talked about with bio. Is like we want to do the things, but eventually do it to a point that we're just a part of it. We're not necessarily leading it. If that makes sense. Like, yeah, like it's cool to edit. It's cool to do Photoshop. It's cool to do stuff. But like, especially when you're gaming too, I think this is also the big thing a lot of bigger YouTubers burn out from is they're coming up with the content. They're editing their own content and they're having to find out when to record and figure out scheduling and stuff like that. And it burns them out because they're doing all this stuff when really
it takes a lot of fun out of some of the games.
It does.
Because you're scheduling your game time instead of just having game time.
So like eventually if we could have at least one person, another editor for all of us, or for maybe just redirected, like that could take.
I'm slowly collecting what I need, at least for the sound editing, but.
And a good thing too is for redirected, having another editor that's not us is they can take the gameplay that we record, and especially with the Halo thing where it's going to be our perspectives on the same video and not side by side, it's going to be cutting back and forth. They won't be like, you know, I know what's coming up, so I might cut to the video more so because I'm editing it. I might cut to my footage a little more because I know what's coming up and I know what happens. But like they won't be biased like that.
Well, there's also the point where like podcasts, I'd say especially, maybe not as much in gameplay because there's a bit more going on there. But you go back to edit the podcast and there's a lot that you're gonna miss because it's like trying to edit your own writing when you've typed something out and you're reading over it, but your brain's ignoring things because it's already been there, it's already seen that, it wrote it down to begin with.
You know how I rewrite things or fix my writing? I rewrite the whole thing. I literally open the Word document next to the Word document and retype it by reading it at the same time. So it becomes out even cleaner and more condensed and more, not condensed, but like structured.
So you dictate
10 hours on one sentence.
I literally will, when I used to do stuff in school, that's why I always loved English, was I would write a whole essay that's like 5 pages long and rewrite it again. And somehow it'd be either lower or more pages because I'd figure out bigger words to use and better ways to describe what I'm trying to describe.
I was kind of like super secret about being good at English class. I never did my homework or anything, but I was really good at writing and storytelling.
English was my favorite class, bro.
If I actually tried, that probably could have been. I could probably honestly be an English major at this point.
I passed the 8th grade, I think it was, with a 0.0 something GPA. I passed solely on my FCAT scores because I aced every single one of them, including the essay, which I hated writing essays. I love to write, but I hated structured writing because I'm dyslexic and it's painful.
They had different rules back then.
now
you have to have
left behind kind of stuff.
You have to have a 2.0 GPA to graduate. for everyone.
The FCAT though for like
Well,
fifth
that was
grade.
the 8th grade. That was
Yeah.
going from
Fifth,
middle school to high school.
yeah, elementary
still.
school down here, they require FCAT. Anything up north doesn't require FCAT because FCAT's a Florida thing.
Well, FCAT.
Yeah.
There are
There's something different up north.
We had SATs, which are usually a major factor.
Yeah.
But that's everywhere.
Well,
SATs are in college.
SATs are college. Yeah.
But we also had the ACTs, which were academic course something. I don't remember. Those were also college, and then we had the end of year exams, which you could. That's a high school thing.
Final exam.
Final exams, yeah.
Lights on, lights off, lights on, lights off.
But
Wax on, wax off.
well, we didn't get to.
Clap on,
We
clap
didn't,
up.
we didn't get to play Halo like we wanted to.
What do you mean?
Or
Destiny.
Destiny, yeah.
I'm still gonna play Destiny.
I'm gonna get off when we're done.
Great.
What time is it?
It's 11:42.
4.
Right.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might just go watch some streams.
I'm gonna watch
For
some
the
TV.
weekly story mentioning it off. But I had a perfect way to end this.
Okay.
Since we were talking about Star Wars so much. We already talked about our favorite Halo games. What's your favorite Star Wars mainline movie out of the 9 main films?
That's tough.
Actually, we'll go ahead and go with Rogue One and Solo too.
Out of like the main storyline, like the Skywalker storyline.
Yeah,
I have to say,
either ones.
Emperor Strikes Back would be my first one because I really like when Luke meets Yoda.
Yeah.
Revenge of the Sith, or not Revenge of the Sith.
My size, do you?
I do, and I hate to say it, but it's not my second one. It's just if I had to name one off the top of my head, it would have to be Rise of Skywalker, the more recent one. I liked the ending, and I liked the fight and everything. I really liked that story.
It just made no sense, and they made no explanation for your Skywalker now. The rise of the last Skywalker. You're still not though. You sure, but
Well, no, she was a Palpatine. She looked over and she saw when she was asked who she is, she denounced the Palpatine and looked over and saw Luke and Leia, and she was like, "I'm a Skywalker."
Yeah.
Which was why I thought it was cool, and also showing her lightsaber have the 2 crystals in it, make the yellow blade was kind of cool.
she's got to be careful though, because if they make another movie now, she's gonna lose her left hand.
If they didn't make another movie, they announced last week that they were going to delay them from 2022 to 2023. So
They
it's
don't,
gonna be,
they don't keep making more from the main storyline.
they're done with Skywalker.
They need to do what I said, and they already confirmed they're going to do, which is doing the Old Republic, because I think there's so much story there. There's so much older Sith. The Sith story in the Old Republic are awesome.
They announced a new Old Republic comic series, but
Yeah.
that's it.
And Old Republic's on Steam now, so I might play it a little bit.
My dad has it on disc somewhere.
I used to play it. I used to have an Old Republic mouse, Razer mouse that I bought from one of my old coworkers.
I wanted to play it. I never got around to a point where I had the time and money to really sit down and get into it.
It's like $10 on Steam right now.
It's free. It's free to
Are
play.
you
You just buy.
talking about the MMO?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like the old story game.
No, I'm talking about the MMO. The old story game was free on Xbox. I think everyone has that. No, we gotta play. We gotta play the MMO together. All 3 of us.
I'm good.
I'll play a Sith. The animated stuff, the trailers they had for those, like the really beautiful looking trailers they had, and then you play the game and it's nothing like that. I want to make live action versions of those one day. Like, I want to make it real. Those things are beautiful. I want to make the stories based off that.
I still want to make my warlock into a cosplay.
I still want to make my hunter from Destiny 1 to a cosplay.
I still want to play
If
that.
we do another con,
So how about we end it?
if we do another con, that's what we need to do.
Yeah.
And you're coming with us whether you like it or not, Andrew. I will
never
take your
thought I would.
measurements in your sleep, and I will build you your warlock.
Well, I think he went to. He doesn't. He doesn't deserve to go.
because he went to freaking Comic-Con New York without either of us.
Well, I mean,
His
I'm not
first
mad.
Con,
That was
as
a
his
last minute.
first con.
That was a last minute thing.
as his
actually
first
enjoyed
con,
it, too.
he went to Comic Con. The one I still want to go to San Diego over New York though.
I will say though, after going to the New York one, there's a lot to it, yeah, but after a day, you're kind of like done with it.
That's what I've been saying. That's what I've been saying. That's what. No.
I'm not unimpressed.
No.
Like everything was there was just amazing.
No.
But it seems like it's the same stuff.
He's the first one that's like me to say it takes one day to get to know everything.
The problem.
I agree with you, Andrew.
The problem is that we, the three of us, are semi-antisocial. Like we don't quite fit in with the antisocial crowds. We're not quite the nerd kind of nerds that we see there, and we just don't mingle into anything or get involved in the activities. The closest to any of that we came is when you and I did Beardman and Bareface, and we were sitting in the back of one of the sad moment showings, playing we're just being the old guys from the Muppets.
What?
We went
That's how
to
you make glue.
so at cons at night there's usually a lot of like after stuff, like a lot of sessions you can sit in and stuff. Like there's a wrestling thing at SuperCon.
They had stuff like that.
Well,
too.
they also show you like they have classes you can take. But we went to this thing called Saddest Moments in Movies, and it had like the horse dying in Neverending Story. It had the scene from Up. It had a lot of stuff. So like when the horse died in Neverending Story, I go, hey, now we can make glue. And I said it so loud that everyone heard it, and then people started sitting by us just to hear us talk. And at the end of it, we were
sitting in the back corner as if we were the two old guys at the balcony.
we were both invited to come to all their stuff next time they do it because they wanted us in the back. There's people actually
There were
crying.
people crying, like tears in their eyes, and then we'd say something, and you'd see them look over, and there's just this tear rolling down over a smile as they giggle at us.
I think
It was great.
yeah, I think with the It scene, I actually said loudly, I was like, "You'll float too."
But see, that's what I mean though, is you really have to get involved. You either have to have a large group of friends that you went with to begin with, and I'm not talking, hi guys, you might see this at some point. I'm not talking like we do with our group of friends where we're all going and we're working together and we're stressed out and we're irritated and I almost smashed Tyler through a table kind of thing. I'm talking like going with friends and hanging out and doing the activities together, splitting up, meeting back up for lunch, somebody holding your wig back while you try and eat a pizza, that kind of thing.
What?
It happens. People, you should see some of the suits they wear. It's like there's this one dude that came one year with a Mr. Freeze suit that had actual like steam coming out of it or smoke.
There
yelled at
there
him.
were some pretty good ones at the New York con,
Yeah.
but a lot of them.
No,
know,
dude,
there was a
crazy
very few. I mean, a lot of it was like cold weather, so a lot of people didn't want to wear too much, like too minimal stuff.
Yeah, well, you'll see a lot of. There's some people that walk around cons that you're surprised they're even at the con. Like I've seen some chicks like fully naked, walking around like with body
Wow.
paint.
You couldn't do that at the New York one
Pasties.
unless you wore like 3 loads of jackets.
It was scary.
One of my favorite things I discovered. Pro tip, semi pro tip. They cannot technically force you to wear shoes in a lot of the cons. Some of them have specific rules for it, but if you're like, I saw somebody running around as Toph from Avatar: The Last Airbender, completely barefoot with just the shoe covers and everything. So I started doing it. Y'all probably don't know. I'm new to all of this. I don't like shoes at all. I prefer to be barefoot everywhere I go. So I started walking around the con floor barefoot, and a couple of the monitors said something, and they pulled me over to a monitor station, and I started talking to them about it, and there was no actual rule. So in the end, I got one of the heads of I don't know what they're actually called. I call them monitors. That confirmed technically they can't say anything. You got to be careful. Don't mess yourself up. They're not really liable if something happens. And so it pretty much came down to if somebody starts bugging you about it again, send them my way or come back and talk to me or whatever. But yeah, semi-pro tip. You can in fact do barefoot at most of them. Just check the actual official rule sets.
Yeah. I think the New York Con you can't do that because it's really strict and there's a lot of people there.
Yeah,
They had
SuperCon.
a lot more security.
SuperCon.
And none of them will allow you to use any kind of smokers or vape machines or anything like that as a part of your costumes or your displays because fire suppression systems.
Yeah.
Like the shows there, the ones with the stages and everything usually can't do it unless they get some really high budget and they manage to pay for the extra and the firefighters that have to attend and the technicians that have to shut down the system and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
I miss cons.
Andrew.
yeah.
I think so. Is that all you? Is that it? Are we guys? Are we done?
No.
Okay.
No, we didn't hear Jason's favorite movie. Because we went off on a
Well, what was yours?
thing. Mine. People are gonna hit me for it, but it's Revenge of the Sith.
I don't hate you for that. It's not a bad one.
It was actually my first Star Wars movie I saw in theaters, and I saw it with my dad.
Yeah, I
And
like
it's
that.
just today, it's just such a meme that you can't say no to it being one of the best ones.
Sadly, but it was a good one.
And that's what's important about those. Like I'm not a gatekeeper when it comes to Star Wars. I love my Star Wars. I'm by far not the biggest Star Wars nerd. There's some out there that know the whole universe inside and out. But like that's what was always so important about it. And that's why I didn't really complain about like BB-8 and stuff like that, the new ones where they made it for the next generation for them to have those same moments and everything. I'm definitely not old enough for my favorite of the movies to be for that reason, but my favorite will probably have to be the original. The like
New Hope.
New
Star
Hope?
Wars before it had but before it wasn't
It was-
New
it
Hope
was
when
just-
it came out. It was
released
just Star
as Star Wars.
but I
the-
had the box set on VHS of
did
all
I.
three original.
My dad has those.
I used to have that too, and Indiana Jones.
I don't anymore. There's so much stuff that just got lost over the years in parents' storage facilities and stolen by family members or somebody broke into a house. Don't get me started on my Pokemon card collection.
So your Pokemon card collection, right?
I found it in the little snot's house, and I knew it was mine because of my holographic Chansey.
Whose house?
I called him a little snot. I'm not going to talk about who he was.
Is it Tyler?
But no, this was years before any of y'all. This was when I was a kid.
Yeah, but I feel like Andrew knew about it.
No.
What? Why are you making? I know. Why are you doing this?
I'm doing right.
You're the one that wants to go play Destiny.
I do. I was
you
making a joke. I wasn't expecting him to go off on it.
I knew it was mine because of my holographic Chansey.
So,
And that one little scratch right above the actual picture.
Oh my goodness.
so Digimon, right? It's a good game,
oh my
right?
gosh.
No.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and end this before we get too
Goodbye.
far.
Good night. So long. Farewell. At Vitaze. That was terrible pronunciation.
I appreciate y'all. Whoa. That was horrible
American.
That was worse
pronunciation.
pronunciation.
It's American pronunciation.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you guys for watching.
It's been a nice talking to you. I feel like I feel like if anybody's already watching this, by the time my face makes it up onto any of these podcasts, they're not going to expect to see what they see.
No, I think they will. I'll post a picture of you right now.
No, not yet. Big reveal, drama, cliffhangers.
No reveal. But
Just
okay.
take a hanger to a cliff and just throw it off. That'd be an actual cliffhanger.
All right, we're done. Have a good night.
No, you have
Good
to hang
day.
it.
Good night.
Or a good day, good morning, good night, whenever you're watching this. We love you. Thank you for watching it. Click the
Good
subscribe
evening.
button.
Good
Bye.
stuff.
Boy.